Hey guys, Ernie here and welcome to the Paleo Hiker MD channel. The Svea 123 and Svea 123R are probably the most time-tested and bomb-proof pressurized gas stoves in the world, and for good reason. The design has been pretty much the same for decades and they work extremely well in almost any conditions. The reason is simple: they have very few moving parts. The 123 has basically one moving part, and the 123R adds a second moving part. The less moving parts, the less things can fail, and the more likely it is that the stove will work well for you anytime you need it. Now, I have a Svea 123R, and I'm pretty much always in the market for a Svea 123. Once I find one on eBay that looks reasonably priced, I'll pick one up. Now, not too long ago, I was on AliExpress, and you can also find this stove on Amazon now. Back then, it was only on AliExpress, and I found a stove that looked very much like the Svea, and I got to thinking, what's this thing all about? Well, you know me, I picked it up, and I think you guys are being interested to check it out as well. Stay tuned and we'll look at the Lixada stove, basically kind of a clone in some way of the Svea 123. Thanks for watching, guys. Now, first and foremost, this is not a review, of course, of the Svea. I have a full review of that stove on the channel. I'll make sure I leave a link down in the description, maybe up here as well if I can remember to put it in the cards. What we're looking at today is the Lixada stainless steel gasoline stove. Now, initially I thought they meant gasoline as in white gas, but it does say that you can use unleaded gasoline as well. Now, I'm not doing that. I mean, I'm telling you right now, I'm a little too safety conscious. Actual unleaded gasoline is a little too explosive for me. No, thank you. Now, it will also run off kerosene and diesel. I have not checked on those. I've not put any diesel in this thing. If any of you have, let me know, but the documentation that comes with the stove says it will work off all those different types of fuel. For me, I'm sticking with the white gas or naphtha. Now, even after a quick glance, I think you'll agree that this stove obviously took some inspiration, you might say, from the Svea. Let's take a look at it. Here we are. This is the Lixada stainless steel stove. Dimensions are 4.7 by 3.9. Let's get this thing out of its little case. You can kind of take a look at it and compare it to the Svea we talked about. Boom, there it is. Get the little key out of there. Like I said, dimensions 4.7 by 3.9. Weight is 13.7 ounces. It's made out of stainless steel. The valve and the burner are made out of brass, just like the original Svea. Similarities to the Svea: it has a fill cap on the side, like you can see right here. It has a key for flame adjustment, just here on the side. You just adjust the flame, and it's got a couple of tools, although this tool is not as robust as the tool that comes with the Svea. It doesn't have as many options. Inside, there's a cloth wick, which is the same as the Svea itself. It has a similar pot stand right here, but the only difference is this one is fixed. You cannot take it off. It is literally screwed into the side. But these little stands here are very, very similar to the Svea. It's made in China. Price is $47 on AliExpress, $70 on Amazon. Now, as far as differences to the Svea, the preheat area, which you might be able to see right there, is here, and it's much deeper. It's a much deeper area, which is nice, actually. I like that. It's safer for preheating. As I said, the windscreen is fixed in place, not removable. It doesn't have a pot that goes on top or anything like that. The Svea comes with that aluminum pot that fits right over the top, as well as the little handle for it. It is lighter by about 5 to 6 ounces, and it is cheaper. It comes with a small priming fuel bottle and a funnel, just a couple little extras. I don't know whether or not the Svea comes with that or not. Of course, I bought mine secondhand, but I doubt that it does. We're gonna go ahead and get this thing rolling. I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like. I'm not going to compare it directly to the Svea. If you guys are interested in a video about that where I put them head to head, I'll do that. I was just more today looking at this stove on its own. Okay, here we are. Now, there's a couple of ways, and I will tell you guys first and foremost, I am indoors right next to my downdraft. So while, I'll speak, and then as soon as it gets going, I'll turn on my downdraft. So don't worry, we have ventilation. It comes with this little fuel bottle right here, okay, that you can drip some fuel in here. There's like a little tray there. I don't like doing that. I really favor using alcohol gel. This is just alcohol gel. And to me, it's safer. It's easier to put in the right places. And I'm just going to put a little bit here, there we go, into that little cavity or that little indentation for preheating. Let's turn down the light so y'all can see. There we go. You can see it a little bit better. And we'll light this up. Okay, there we go. And you're just gonna let this basically, let me turn this light off completely. There we go. You're gonna let this basically warm up. That gel is right at the valve area of this stove. And what will happen is it will preheat. It'll heat up the gas in the tank. That heat will start to draw the gas through the cloth wick, and basically it'll start to pressurize your fuel. You give it a few minutes. As soon as it's ready, we will light this bad boy up. We are going to do a standard 2-cup boil test, and I am going to try to calculate how much fuel it takes. I have measured the weight, so we'll see how much fuel it takes to get this thing going. I suggest you let it go. It's been probably a minute at least. You want to let it really heat up well. Don't try to get it too quickly, because what will happen is liquid fuel will flow out, and when liquid fuel flows out, you'll get a pretty exciting little ball of flame. And since we're inside, we really don't want to do that. My wife's out of town right now, but if I burn the house down, she probably would not be very happy with me. So just let it burn down completely towards the very end. If you can, go ahead and turn it on and see if you can get it to start going. It's going to get really loud. I'm going to tell you guys that right now. Once it starts going, I'm going to turn on the exhaust, so it will be just music for you guys. I think that this alcohol gel works awesome. Does leave a little bit of residue, but like I said, prefer it greatly to using the white gas. It's just a lot cleaner. It's cleaner in the air because it's just burning the alcohol. Overall, just safer in my opinion. Okay, let's let it almost finish burning out. I'll bring you right back. All right, it's starting to go out, so let's see if we can get it going. I'm going to turn it slowly. There it goes. Just like that. Absolutely perfect. Let's get this going. Start this up. Let's see how long it takes to get 2 cups of water to a boil. I'm going to go ahead and turn it up as high as I can. This key gets hot, so I'm going to go get some gloves. So what do I think about this stove? Well, it is a lighter weight and comparable stove to the Svea. I don't think anybody can disagree with that. It also shares some things about the Svea that I really don't like. The lighting process is a little bit fiddly and can be, quite frankly, a little bit dangerous. This stove does deepen the priming tray, which is nice. So you can put more fuel in there. The Svea is very shallow, so it'll be a lot easier to spill the fuel. This one does have a much deeper priming tray, and I do like that. Another problem that I found with this stove and with the Svea is it really doesn't have a lot of flame control. Don't get me wrong, you can adjust the flame, but it's almost like it's fully on or fully off. I mean, it's not the best from the standpoint of controllability. And I mean, look, it's heavy. It's heavy, and it's got liquid fuel in it, so. Lighter than the Svea, don't get me wrong, but still heavy. So it's cheaper, it's lighter. Will it replace my Svea? No, it won't. Biggest issue to me is obvious. It's the quality. Just the windscreen is very thin. When I got it, it was even a little bit bent. I had to bend it back into place. It's just one of the basic issues you have when you have cheaper products mass-produced in countries that maybe don't have the best standards. You're going to get less quality, and that's just the way it is. It also gets super hot. Now look, the Svea gets hot, but this thing takes it to a whole nother molten level. The stainless steel, it gets so hot. With the Svea, if I have the key, for example, in there, the tip of the key or the key where it inserts gets very hot, like will burn you hot. But even after a while, especially if it's a cooler day, at least you can handle the key and it doesn't get too hot. Now this thing, wear gloves. Wear gloves after at least a minute of it running because the whole darn thing gets like molten lava hot. Subsequently, it does take a good long while to cool off, and while we're at it, it does take a little bit longer to heat up to the point of being able to prime, pressurize, and create a flame. Plus, there's something else about the stove that you just either have to love stoves or handle the stoves to appreciate. It just doesn't feel quite right. The Svea is a classic. It has a patina. It gets that patina. And there's nothing about this newer version, nothing at all, that is better than the older version. When you're talking about a pretty heavy stove to start with, saving 5 ounces probably is not that big a deal. It wouldn't be to me. I'd rather take probably a better product, a more time-tested product, bite the bullet and take extra 5 ounces, because if I was really worried about weight, I wouldn't be taking one of these stoves in the first place. I think the Svea outperforms, will probably outlast, and definitely looks a lot cooler than the Lixada. Everybody's different. Definitely people might like this stove a little bit better. The fact that it doesn't have a windscreen that you can separate, some people may like that. To me, I like the old tried and true Svea, and I'm going to stick with it. But if you're looking to purchase one of these stoves, you can do so in confidence. I mean, it works very well. It does everything it's supposed to do, just as advertised. It's just not the Svea. So in my opinion, it's worth the extra bucks. Just buy the real thing. If you really want to save the money and get a similar stove, go for it. Get this stainless steel version. Not sure if you guys are aware, but I have an entire playlist on stoves. I'll make sure to leave a link down below. Well over 100 videos, different reviews of different types of stoves, so check that out. If you like the video, guys, do me a favor. Really helps. Just stop. Hit the thumbs up. Really helps spread things across YouTube. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscription button. If you want to make sure you don't miss any videos, hit the notification bell and you'll be the first to know. I love trying out these new stoves. I love trying kind of copycat type stoves, something that I've really gotten into over the years. So hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any specific questions, make sure you leave it down in the comments. As always, guys, I appreciate you checking out the Paleo Hiker MD channel. Stay tuned for more videos soon.